Hi, darling.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. Feeling a bit better.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. It's
You're
bank
happy.
holiday weekend, baby. You got to take the perks of corporate life when you can, haven't you?
Yeah, you really have. You've got to run with it when you can.
Double
'Cause
bank
it's
holiday.
not often.
No.
Sorry to this man, but sorry to the capitalist man. Sorry to the man. But yeah, it's not always great.
No, but this is good.
This is very, very good.
And
also thank you to the other man. Jesus.
Oh, Easter.
Easter. We wouldn't have this if it wasn't for him coming
Everyone
out of that stone.
loves Easter, even though like no one does anything to do with Easter anymore.
Chocolate.
Yeah, that's
That's
weird,
it.
isn't it?
Chocolate and bunnies.
I used to quite enjoy the Easter things that I did with my granny, who used to like to be a bit Christian, like making an Easter garden. Did you ever do that?
No, your family's quite quaint. What does it mean making an Easter garden?
What does it mean, make
What?
Easter garden?
What does it mean, making Easter garden
It
then?
means you make a little scene of what happened when Jesus came out of the cave, because obviously this is the most joyous
Is
moment.
everyone going,
Yeah.
oh my God, I thought he was dead.
No way.
Oh my God, that is crazy. Guys, have you seen this? That stone is like really heavy and he moved it and he's not dead.
Pretty much. You get like a little shoebox and
And
you
the
might-
donkey's like, woo!
you get some moss to represent the trees or the grass. You get some little, pick some flowers and put them in there to look massive. You make a little pretend cave. You put a bit of loo roll in there, cut up to look like the bandages that have come off.
So why did they put bandages on him after the crucifixion?
Yeah, and then
Bit counterintuitive. They've had him nailed to a cross on purpose.
yeah, it's not going to help much.
Put the
is it?
bandage on for the hole. Okay.
Anyway, I liked that.
No, he's already dead, isn't he? Oh, is it death by crucifixion?
Yeah,
Then why would they put bandages on him?
I think maybe it was
There's
like-
a fatal flaw in the Bible.
I think maybe it was like a kind of in respectful
After nailing him to a
entombment.
cross?
It wouldn't have been the fucking people that put him on the cross. It would have been his followers and
Oh.
Mary.
They're allowed him, are they?
Huh?
They're allowed him
I think so.
once he's gone.
This is where my limits.
Sorry, I've got lots of questions. You've got to question this stuff because it could be a cult. Anyway, so
Christianity?
what?
No.
And so what? Do you have figurines for Jesus?
No, because you don't see Jesus. It's mystical. The stone has been rolled away.
Oh,
The
is
bandages
Jesus-
are there. Where's Jesus?
Is
The
that-
body's not there.
Is that what Christianity is? Is that what Easter is?
Yeah.
I never thought about them not seeing Jesus again. I thought he was just hanging out.
He's gone poof.
And he is God? God?
Gold. He is gold.
Is he then God?
What, like all the life bit was like the practicing ground, and then he.
No, I know. Isn't Jesus the Son of God?
Yeah, but yeah, he is. He is.
But he's also one with God?
yeah, he's part of the.
When people pray to God, are they praying to Jesus?
There's the God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Which one's which then?
They're all part of God. They're all part of the same.
I'm sensing some holes.
Which one's which?
Yeah. Who's the Father? God.
Yeah.
The Son is Jesus.
Yeah.
And is the Holy Spirit the one that came out the cave? I'm asking a sincere question.
The Holy Spirit isn't a person. It's a spirit. It's the,
Yeah, his spirit
it's-
that came out of the cave.
It's the feeling that moves you.
Oh, when you sing a Christian song in the church.
It's the thing that makes you speak in tongues. I think.
Now, remind me, what happened to Jesus when he came out the cave?
It just proved that he was magical. Oh God, I feel like Miss Arnell is going to be watching this, and she's not going to be happy with me.
Was she your RS teacher?
Yeah,
I thought...
I'll tell you what though, when there was that Only Connect round, which was verses from John's Gospel in Latin, that was my best moment of my life.
I think the first question was, where is this from? When you said, that's John's Gospel or something, I was like, what the fuck? How do you know?
It's the only one I know.
That's crazy.
What happens after he comes out of the cave? Don't know. But it's just important because it proves he's magic.
Okay.
The end. Now, what?
I thought we'd already turned water into wine and shit.
Yeah, that wasn't enough though, was it, for some people?
Oh. Rude. Like, a bit of wine. Lovely. Does he make fish or something?
He makes 5 fish into 5,000 fish or something.
And what does he do with some bread? Does he cut off his arm or something?
The same? No, he makes bread. Cut off his arm?
Isn't bread the body of Christ? Does he make bread from his arm?
Maybe bread's the thing that he makes loads of out of little fish. He helps people go fishing and they get loads of fish. This would all be quite helpful right now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we need a Jesus. Kind of the last thing we need, really.
Yeah.
I don't want one. Don't.
Jesus is a woman.
That's what I've always said.
So on to our holy nectar. MAFS, baby. Episodes 27 and 28.
Oh dear.
We're at the peak of something. I don't know if it's a good peak or a bad peak.
It's feeling pretty bad.
Yeah, but also thrilling. It's bad. It's horrible.
Completely thrilling.
It's car crash, Teddy, isn't it? It's emotional car crash.
It's car crashed for the wrong person.
It's hot. Oh, God. It's hard to watch. So,
should we get right into it?
Let's get right in.
Okay. So, in that episode 27, where it's still the second episode of Feedback Week.
Yeah.
And the camera starts in Dave and Veronica's room.
Yes.
A couple name I don't like to say together. And immediately we've got a clanger. Dave says, you got to be quicker than that around here, boys, to the cameramen. And him and Veronica are giggling in bed, implying that there was something happening before the cameras got there.
Don't like it.
Do not like it.
How can you go from that to pretending that you're still, that nothing happened, that you don't even fancy her?
We'll get to that, darling.
Did he think that that was a off the record moment with the production team? I do wonder sometimes whether they have a kind of, they try and make them think that they haven't started recording yet. Like we also saw with Paul and Karina this episode when they were filming through the balcony and kind of
I guess they still have their camera packs on. Maybe there's like a thing that like if you've got the camera packs on then. But yeah, that wouldn't apply I guess for Dave and Veronica.
Yeah. They were very giggly. What do you think happened?
Oh, I think they had sex.
Do you actually?
Yeah. She's a nasty fuck. And you can't, the way he's changed is unbelievable. And everyone is completely perplexed. And it couldn't have just come out of nowhere. It couldn't have just come out of, oh, my feelings were questioned. And so I've changed my mind. No.
I think they've at least had a very lumpy spooning session.
Oh, God. No, I think it has to be more.
Probably.
It's more. It's between a kiss and sex. I don't think it's outside of that. That's not good sex.
Yeah, he has to be pretty secure in the knowledge that like this is a complete option for him because he's just jumped out of the Jamie boat.
Yeah.
Straight into the Veronica boat.
Gross.
Jesus.
So quite horrendous conversation going on between Adrian and Jamie. Poor Jamie.
Adrian was a nice friend to her. Like that yeah, this was heartbreaking as well, let alone the actual heartbreak. Seeing her kind of the way Adrian spoke to her, like obviously she knows it's not that hot, so I can just say, you know, assuming that it's fine to just say, well, imagine if you're a 10 out of 10 actress type,
model, beautiful actress, then would he have as much sex?
Yeah.
Probably not. He'd probably have more. And I was like, he's with an actress. Obviously, we know that was very poor words. He also, I think we see the breakdown of Jamie because I think she's had her self-esteem battered in this moment from Adrian because they're getting on. So he's saying this as a friend.
Yeah.
And then obviously all the stuff happens with Dave. But like, I think that's just what made her completely break. which is horrendous.
And you pointed out that the next scene that because she sort of says, oh, he must be going off me. My skin's been too bad, blah, blah, blah.
I've let myself go since the wedding, she said.
And then the next scene we see her, she's got full face of makeup on.
You don't see her without makeup on again. And I don't think we will for the rest of the series, which is horrible.
So sad.
I feel so bad for her. I mean, also, to be fair, that's literally happened to us.
What?
We are now only ever recording with makeup on.
True.
We can't do it.
Yeah.
Fucking patriarchy has got us all in a chokehold. Like, Jamie's basing all of her worth on whether someone wants to fuck her or not, but it's deeper than that. But if you're looking at it as simple as you can, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Which is awful.
Yeah, it's not just whether Dave wants to fuck her, it's that, oh, my unattractiveness must be so obvious that Adrian doesn't even hesitate to like mention it to me in a casual way. I don't think that's true. I think she's so much more interesting. Like, she's not my type, but I think she's so much nicer to look at and take in than Veronica is.
I think she's attractive. She's more attractive than
she's got
Veronica
an attractive,
because of her energy.
Yeah, she's got
She's
an attractive
person to be around.
Personality, yeah.
Yeah. God, that's
fucking
backhanded from both of us, isn't it?
No, but she's got a beautiful nose. Love her nose.
I love her nose. We've complimented her nose before. I think she's gorgeous.
She wears cool things.
She's got ginormous boobs.
Win.
So, some people are going to love that. And it was heartbreaking that she literally said, I never considered the potential that Dave isn't as attracted to me as I am to him. And then it all gets unveiled that she initiates sex always with them, which is hard to hear.
And at first he tries to push that everything's fine, it's just that he doesn't have a high sex drive. And we were both saying that, like, if we hadn't seen him with Veronica and seen all of those scenes, we might be taking this quite differently and been like, well, people do have different relationships to sex. Some people are asexual, some people are demisexual. Like,
and we would be like, oh, maybe he's being awkward about it because it could be seen as embarrassing. As Dave, the bloke, this is the thing that we've discussed before. He seems quite big, strong, like sexually confident. Like, it would be such a juxtaposition for him to be asexual, for example. Yeah. So it would be maybe he's gone all weird, but no, we know he's gone all weird because he's fucked Jamie over and he's fucked up by getting with Veronica.
Yeah.
It has to be that.
Then he proves that it's not because of that. All of a sudden, it comes out that he isn't into her or something. It's not even clear. But before we really get there, let's jump to Veronica and Elliot, where all sorts of fresh hell is taking place.
Before, like, in the way out there, Veronica was just like, when they were on their date and stuff, they were cackling. She was cackling so much. She was so annoying, and something went off in my brain of she said something about, like, then I have to go back to Mrs. Serious. Do you remember when she said that?
Yeah, and Mr. Serious.
No, but and then I think she have to go back to being Mrs. Serious. I think she said about herself.
She was talking about Eliot. She said, I have to go back to Mr. Serious.
Okay, well, I thought she said something about Mrs. Serious, about herself, and it made me think of, do you remember that video that I showed you that where this will be common knowledge to a lot of people, but I have to introduce you to some memes because you're just not on Instagram as much as I am, so that's a good thing. The video of the girl that's like, I'll have a pumpkin spiced latte but freezing, please. And then she's like, just kidding, I'm not like one of those girls. And then he's like, can I take I think I might want to marry you, can I take your name? Senorita Awesome. You know, that really cringe one with the horrible hat. Anyway,
it definitely gave me that. Yeah,
like,
it definitely did.
The most pick me embarrassing girl you've ever fucking seen.
So pick me. And again, to like, not that I'm wanting to compare who's the most attractive, but like,
go on.
Like, Jamie is really funny and saying genuinely funny things all the time,
and also has such good values.
Veronica is just watching her and Dave laughing so much at nothing, at just sitting around and just giggling. It's weird because, like, sometimes when you watch like first dates or something, seeing people kind of flirt is lovely and intoxicating. You're seeing them be really interesting. Other times when people are just, their genitals are magnetized to each other and they're just sort of saying that they're not doing anything, they're not saying anything, they're just giggling both about the fact that they just want to have sex, and that's it. It's so embarrassing to watch.
It's embarrassing to watch, and it's also just gross.
Yeah,
because it's like you're hurting other people by so much by doing that.
Yeah, like her being like, I'm just laughing so much, like, at what? Neither of you saying anything funny.
Yeah, literally. What have you said?
Yeah,
that's so true.
Then she goes in for another round of vitriol against Eliot.
It's amazing how bad she's made herself look. It's actually incredible. Like, and it was cute that Eliot was willing to go in and take the advice of Ree, give her more eye contact and put in a bit more effort. And do you think it's right to patronise me like that, Eliot? Do you think it's right to patronise me like that, Eliot?
Is it appropriate?
Even appropriate.
Worse. Is it appropriate to patronise me like that? Who's the one being patronising in this moment?
Shit. If you're saying that fucking 3 times in a row.
The way she talks to him is disgusting. He must have such whiplash, because I can't even see the moment where it escalates from a conversation into this horrible argument. Like, she just flips out at him, and she tells him, I connected more with Dave over the past 24 hours than I have with you in this whole experiment. Like, if he is on the spectrum, like, connecting with people can be a huge concern.
And also, like, it's not that fucking hard to connect with anyone.
And you didn't connect with
even
Dave.
If someone is like autistic, on the spectrum, whatever, like, yeah, you didn't connect with Dave. You just felt the magnetization of your genitals, like you said.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard. Like, they've said they had a really good time at the retreat and stuff. You've had less time with Dave. Like, you're just... She's...
Also, say it in a different way. Say, we're not compatible, or I just don't think we gel as well.
She's as bad as fucking Jackie, the way she flips and just suddenly says all the shit that no one was prepared for.
Really, really cruel. She's really cruel to him, and he doesn't. And it's really sad, because he's just like, she just has this hatred for me. Like, he doesn't know why, nor do any of we. Well, we do, apart from because we know it's because of Dave.
Yeah.
But he's just like, this person just hates me randomly.
And also, her whole letter was about Dave. Nothing about Eliot.
All about Dave.
So he had a right to be pissed off. She was provoking him to be pissed off.
Yeah. And she says, I want nothing to do with you. You're beneath me. It was horrible.
Like, why? Why are you above him? Why is he beneath you? What's he done? He hasn't said anything.
Gone off and told the cameras that you want to fancy this other person. You want to fancy this other guy.
I don't know. She's just made herself look absolutely terrible. That part on Neighbours, me love, revoked. Not getting it, honey.
Just as a little palette cleanser.
Yeah.
We're getting some cute Jeff and Ree content.
Yeah, Jeff and Ree are sorted.
Jeff is saying he doesn't want to be with anyone else. He doesn't want to have another relationship. He wants to have kids. And he's just a little bit, because I was kind of like, oh, is he that into it? But I think maybe he has been a little bit shy, because he knows he wants something serious and he doesn't want to, like, scare her away. Yeah. So I feel like they're both kind of realising that it might be serious, and it's really cute seeing them, like, warm up to that. I'm liking Rhea a lot more.
Yeah, she's fine. I'm still feeling very lukewarm about her. She seems fine.
She's not, like, hilarious fun, but, like,
no.
I think she's nice. She was nice with Eliot.
Yeah.
And
she was really nice with Eliot and gave helpful feedback, which is nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
she apologised to Jamie.
Yeah.
She's got a few points.
Yeah. I'm becoming a big fan of Jeff, though.
Yes.
He's funny.
Yeah, he gets quite pissed, doesn't he?
Yeah. So should we carry on talking about Jamie and Dave?
Yeah.
So we then have the confrontation with Jamie and Dave. The thing that's really sad is that Jamie is going to be made to feel by Dave that it's her fault that his feelings have changed because she brought it up.
Because that's what he's deflecting. He says that straight away. And
He
it's so
says,
cruel.
"You're questioning my feelings," and then it made me think. And it's like, no.
It hurt my heart that you brought this up.
No, it fucking didn't. I don't hate the girl, is what he starts saying to the camera. The camera person asks Dave, "How do you feel about Jamie?" "Oh, I don't hate her guts." What? Why do you think that's an appropriate thing to say? That is
Awful.
absolutely bizarre. You shouldn't hate her. You shouldn't even dislike her. You shouldn't even be neutral about her the way that you've been behaving the past 6 weeks.
Awful. And isn't it interesting that like this whole "my heart hurts because you brought this up" thing, like if anyone has the right to say that, which we will get onto, it's Karina, about the fact that Paul dug her out to the very sister of the person that she was bitching about. Like, you see a situation where someone actually does have the right to say,
"My heart hurts.
I can't believe you said this to someone else."
Yeah.
And she doesn't even quite manage to drive that point home to him. And then we've just seen other people other men trying to use that against women. I can't believe you would bring that up. It's such a distraction technique
From their own bad behaviour.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He's just so cold.
Yeah, and
I can't believe he's so cold about it.
And I'm so sad for Jamie, because and you know when people say blindsided on this as well, there's so many things that come up.
People love to
this
say
is the
that,
definition of blindsided.
It is.
Because where the fuck did that come from?
And it's kind of hard to pinpoint, because it's like, obviously every breakup is a shock. Like, well, not a shock, but obviously every breakup is a change. You're suddenly not together and you were together before.
Yeah.
But there is something, I do feel like he could have like had a little cry and said, "I feel so sad because I really like you and we've had an amazing thing, but I've just realised that I don't like you enough."
But he was so cold, and like, it was just so bizarre. He said like, "Oh, I've been saying it on the couch all the time." And Jeff was like, no, you haven't. You've never given an implication to anyone. Every expert was completely baffled. Every person was completely baffled. When Jamie came in, she was so nice about the situation, and she had no choice but to just be sad.
Yeah.
We've seen every single time that she's got upset, she's become angry, defensive, like fucking attacking, not defensive.
Yeah.
This time she's just so confused and baffled, and it was all so fresh. She couldn't help but just crumble. And that was what was so heartbreaking, because we saw a different side to her, but it was a more compassionate side. Like, everyone could feel compassionate for Jamie with that situation, because it's a lot less intense than anger, and it's more open.
I hope that she gets some kind of catharsis out of seeing this play out on the telly, and she's hopefully going to get lots of love from all the viewers, because there's something interesting about the fact that it's both horrible and also kind of amazing that this is happening in front of people, because it's awful that it's being done for entertainment and it's being, amped up for drama and all of that, and it's embarrassing and all of that kind of stuff. But it's also kind of amazing that I think most people will be able to relate to that feeling that she had of like, what the fuck, this person that I thought I knew is a different person.
And you think back every single scenario,
and it makes you feel sick with madness, and you're like, I thought we had an agreement. And the fact that she's got everyone else, even Jeff, saying
who
he's
says
like a different person.
was really close to him.
Yeah.
And like, the other thing about that is that you drive yourself to madness, because you're trying to recall every situation you've ever had with this person. A lot of them are going to be on the telly, so she can literally, if she wants to do this to herself, look back and watch and be like, "Oh, I wasn't crazy. That was how it looked, and that is how he was behaving the whole time." And I found it so heartbreaking when Jamie said that he's worse than anyone else because he's lied the whole time. I was like, Jamie,
so heartbreaking.
It's so true.
I guess the only thing is that this lack of sex thing has obviously been going on longer than the change of heart has.
Yeah. And I guess, but the one thing that I'm thinking is that his point was, you're more confident about approaching it than I am, which I think is I'm not letting him off, I'm just trying to see it. Like, I think that is kind of fair enough. And Jamie obviously didn't see it as an issue, because she obviously feels natural about doing that. Like, that comes naturally to her, to
And
to initiate sex. So it's only when an outside force has seen that and said that's weird that's made it all crumble. But no, it just happens to coincide with him
and
fancying
we also
Veronica.
we don't know whether it started when Veronica joined the experiment. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been brewing this whole time. Either way, like, if he's been knowing for a while that he doesn't like her, he should have signaled it in some way.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad that Jamie was saying, like, where is your emotion in this? Where's your emotion? Because it's so true. Like, he was just so cold. And also, like, in the first episode, she went and she told him to get out before she went and cried, which was so heartbreaking. But I was kind of like, I wish that she would show him her crying. But
why would you cry in front of someone who was reacting like that?
See, it's interesting because you would probably have a similar reaction of like,
I'm like,
defensiveness.
Why should he get to see
because
her at her most, with her walls down the most, when he has been so cold to her? He doesn't deserve it.
Because in my mind, it's a bigger punishment for him to see that. Because he can, if she's angry and says fuck off, then he can go, well, you fuck off then. Whereas if she's just sad, then he has to acknowledge what he's done. So
but I think she seemed sad, and she was saying
she didn't in that, not enough, but that's why I'm glad that she let it out a bit at the dinner party.
Yeah,
and she let it out with.
But the problem for me then is that he then makes up bullshit about wanting to try and make it work. You obviously don't want to fucking try and make it work. So when she does, like, I think it's better to just, I don't know, I can see why she's being defensive, because he's being cold. She shows her emotion, and then he lies about what he wants to do and how he wants to progress. I'm like, that isn't an answer. And the experts were saying that, like, what he was saying was like wishy-washy statements about what he wanted to do.
I'm furious that, because
I'm so angry at him.
They've broken up, like,
yeah,
that. And when he came in and everyone was like, oh, what's Jamie's told us what's happened, he was like, oh good, I don't have to tell you then. He just seemed like relieved, and he was like, yeah, we've broken up, done. But they haven't broken up.
Well, no, he said to the boys, he said to Jeff and TJ, we're great.
Oh, why have you done that? You're just going to have to do it again.
It's so stupid. And like I love that Adrian has become, what the fuck? How did Adrian get this? It was so funny. Sarah texted us saying that, like, when did Adrian become fucking Mystic Meg? Like, channeling something happened with Veronica.
But
and what did you say?
Takes a scumbag to know a scumbag.
Bingo, baby.
He knows it immediately. He's like, that's what I'd fucking do.
Yeah, I'd fuck her.
Yeah.
So then I'd not have feelings for you anymore.
I love it that he sees it.
Yeah.
And everyone else was kind of like, oh, okay, so the two couples that are separate spent the time together. Okay, that's fine. It was just missing them. It was missing them. And then scummy Adrian was like, do you want to fuck Veronica then?
Yeah.
And Veronica like looks over like,
who, me?
And then Dave says no, but
which is what Adrian did with Sierra as well.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
True.
Even though for some reason I think Adrian and Athena are doing quite well at the moment. Don't know how long
until real life hits them.
It's true.
They're fine in a bubble, aren't they?
What I also liked about this is that Jamie needed everyone on her side. And she didn't cry for everyone. She didn't shout at everyone. And she didn't slag off Dave. She really calmly shared her situation and told everyone when she came in alone, which I think was brutal of the producers to let her come in first by herself. She should have come in like immediately after Athena or something so that she had support straight away, because that was awkward. But anyway, that's by the by. I'm glad Dave came in later, and I'm glad she really calmly told everyone the situation, and she got the support that she was looking for. She got the last argument.
The support from everyone, didn't she? Which
and
kind
because
of
she deserved it.
Proved that like the experts had it right about the situation that blew up with her and Karina and everyone.
Yeah. In
that, like, when she is communicating with vulnerability, everyone is there for her immediately.
Yeah.
Like, even Dave's friends took her side over Dave's. Like, yeah. Which I loved. Everyone, I agree. She was so nice and sweet and honest about it all. I can't believe she went there. If you're in love, you've just said you love someone and then you get dumped. How could she go? How could she get dressed up and go somewhere?
I don't know.
Crazy.
And she was already dressed up though.
Oh, God,
she was ready to
true.
go. It was crazy.
Oh my God.
Something else that's crazy that I noticed was that in this dinner party situation, Jamie said that Dave has no compassion and no empathy about this whole situation, which is exactly what Veronica says about Eliot. Which is so weird. Like all of these traits that she attributes to Eliot and says that she hates about
what
him.
he's doing.
Dave is doing it.
She has no problem with
Dave
it.
is actually doing it.
Yeah,
Eliot
actually.
doesn't really do it. Like
Dave
does it a
was
bit.
talking about it like it was a cricket match. He was like, yeah, no, it was good. We had some good times, but it's come to an end now.
Yeah, hopeful for my feelings to develop, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you mean you're hopeful for your feelings to
It
develop?
was bizarre.
Yep.
You're so true. It's the same things that Veronica has been complaining about
So
in Eliot.
my point is that like Veronica has obviously decided to have a vendetta against Eliot from the start.
And I think there's something I don't
Same
know.
as that
'Cause
fucking YouTuber comment that said ages ago, she's a misandrist been sent in. I agree.
I don't know enough about like Australian class stuff, but I feel like there's something like Dave's like a bit of rough, right?
Than whom?
Than Eliot. I feel
don't
like
know.
Veronica wants someone who's gonna like put her on a pedestal, and I mean Eliot wanted to do that too.
I don't think it's like that. It's really hard to explain, but I think Dave has a lot of
power, currency. Yeah, I guess he is just like the probably more desirable, a better kind of.
I think tradies
butch.
and like have a lot of currency in Australia as like in the hierarchy of the system.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's a tradie.
It's
isn't
funny,
he?
isn't it? Because I guess I guess that is similar in the UK, in that like tradie jobs are ones where you are doing something physical but also earning quite a lot of money.
Yeah. Everyone needs a tradie in there at some point, you know.
It's true, but not fucking Dave. Stay out.
Get
Stay away.
Stay away.
What does Adrian do?
I think he's
Lies around and get tickled by his siblings.
Yeah. I think I know I looked at it was I don't know, it's all the e-commerce bollocks, digital marketing strategist.
God.
That was Karina.
God.
Shit. Whatever she does, she lives at home, so it obviously doesn't pay her that well.
I love that Athena said that.
Yeah, so good.
I could slag her off for the fact that she still lives at home with her parents.
And
But I won't.
And my sister bought her own house and has her own business, but I won't.
That's a Ciceronian style, rhetorical device.
What are you talking about?
I can't remember what it's called, but there was like we had to learn about rhetorical devices when I did Latin, and
Yeah.
one of them is a thing that Cicero especially liked doing.
Oh, what?
which
I
was-
wouldn't say this,
I
but-
could mention this, but I won't, which is
Yeah.
what he did in his like legal speeches.
Who?
Cicero.
Cicero. The Hote? Oh my God, it's coming up again. We were down at the Hotel Cicero. Me and the had boozing, having a few laughs, and we ran out of ice, and I go out to get some. It's all linked.
Everything leads
Everything
back to
back
Chicago.
All roads lead to Chicago.
Or ancient Rome. I think about ancient Rome every 2.5 seconds.
Are you saying that on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you think that was a coincidence?
I was surprised if you
That's
knew.
my Yorkie bar of today.
Oh God, I'm
You
exhausted.
say
from-
only men can have Yorkie bars. Only men think about ancient Rome every 2 seconds. I do too.
It's actually the
bitch.
Roman Empire.
Oh, whatever. Same thing.
Yeah, but you have to say the right thing because people are going to be like, what are you talking
Be on
about?
my side.
I am on your side. And you're allowed a Yorkie bar and you're allowed to think about the Roman Empire every 2.5 seconds.
Thanks.
And I love you for it.
Thanks. Moving on.
Okay.
Have we talked enough about Jamie and Dave?
Yeah, I've had enough. We've talked for 37 minutes.
Good.
So I think we've talked enough about them.
It's horrible. And the bad thing is when these things happen, when people have affairs and stuff on MAFS, is that they then both leave and then you don't get to see them anymore. I want to
You
keep.
don't get a resolution.
I want to keep Jamie in for the
Me
rest
too.
of it.
How do we
you
do
know
that?
what I mean?
Yeah.
Just keep her there and chat to her, but we can't really.
Aww.
So we need to talk about Karina and Paul.
Yeah.
And the whole thing that happened from the
Okay.
last episode to
Okay.
now.
So let's do that then.
So they get back together. They're all very touchy. I missed you so much. And then immediately find out that they have to read the letters to each other, which I cannot believe Paul didn't think would happen. But anyway.
The task was to write a letter to your spouse.
Bizarre. He looks so shifty when he finds this
She was
out.
like, what?
Yeah, you look quite nervous.
No.
How much did you love him avoiding the word snob?
The camera work was so funny.
Faded out. Snob. She's quite a... She can be...
And I felt kind of sad because he was panicking in French in his brain and couldn't get it out in English. I think that's what the situation was. He was like, I can come up with a different word, try and come up with a different word.
But the producers are showing him time and time again to be a liar under pressure. Like, they asked him very cleverly afterwards, is there anything you missed out?
No, genuinely. Did I miss anything?
He does this, which is a classic kind of what's his
body
name?
language. Oh,
The man in Love Actually comes back again. That's our true Roman Empire.
The road to hell is paved with. Oh, I am what I am.
That's a him move.
I've actually got to go. Points like that. Got to go back this. I've got to go because yeah. Anyway, you can show yourself out, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like banoffee pie. Sorry.
So he is panicking. She's pissed off. The letter, oh God, I loved watching this. The letter is about her being a snob.
Yeah.
And not, I don't know. Obviously, okay, so the things that he's bringing up about her are mainly justified in that, like, they're fair reasons to question whether you want to be with someone.
Yeah, that was a pretty rude thing to say about someone. Yeah.
The caliber thing was nasty. But he says it. She is immediately like, she says she's absorbing. She kind of goes into a frozen state. And I just want to say to her, like, listen to your body in this moment, Karina. You are shutting down and you are saying, like, I don't want to give him anything. And he's immediately, even though these are the words that he wrote, like, needing something. Oh, are you okay? No, I'm sorry. You're feeling okay? It's like, of course she's not feeling okay. She's just discovered that you've torn her character apart, even if that is justified.
Yeah.
And
you're the person that's meant to love her.
Yeah, he can't leave it be. He's wanting attention, wanting things from her.
Also, he then at the dinner party, when they have a conversation about it after approaching Athena, he said, do you see why I was disappointed with your reaction to my letter?
That was so manipulative.
He was saying that she was, I can't remember what the word was, but it was something about like causing drama. And it's basically he was saying that you're causing drama. He is causing drama.
He was kicking her
by
when she was
throwing that to Athena.
He was kicking her when she was down. Like, Karina, I will say she should have said it straight away with Athena.
Yeah, that was weird when she took ages to.
Yeah.
And she kept being like, I need to talk to her straight away. It's
yeah.
Like, do it then, me love.
But when it actually happened, it was quite nicely handled.
Yeah.
Athena handled it wonderfully.
She did.
Forgave
she accepted
her.
the apology, which is the right thing to do.
That's an extremely vulnerable position for Karina to be in, having to admit that you've just been a dickhead and there's nothing else you can really say about it.
Yeah.
And then Paul decides to shit on her when she's just done that.
I know, and it's his fault.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all very confusing. And
like, what the fuck? Like, you have to be able to be your worst self with your partner.
He also said, don't take it personally. It's literally entirely personal.
We've said stuff to each other that we're like,
that's not okay. Shouldn't have said that.
It's come out.
Yeah, of course. And I don't go and tell everyone.
No.
Imagine if you went and told some people some of the things I'd said. I would be absolutely mortified.
I mean, some of it does come out on this podcast.
True. And some of it gets cut. Quite a lot of it gets cut.
Yeah, he is giving real bad vibes.
Yeah.
Manipulative.
Nasty.
She's already pretty submissive and like quiet, and I think he wants to make her more so.
I think the mask is slipping, and I think she's becoming more enlightened. I think it's happening gradually at the same time. Like, the mask has been slipping since he punched the wall, and I think this has really made her question. Like when you're saying, feel your body. Like I think she's starting to.
I hope so.
Feel your body,
because also like, okay, Paul, you have such a problem with her being, with her moral standards, but are you like such a moral guy? Like, where have you been in other discussions and arguments? You're not like some kind of
silent, in fact.
Yeah, like I think you're just using it to put her down. It's not actually to do with your morals. I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I'm intrigued, and I hope that Karina gets out of this situation because it's not healthy. And it's kind of sad because I was quite hopeful for them until Doorgate, Punchgate. I was quite hopeful for them. I thought they were quite cute, but there's a lot going wrong, and I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah, I did quite enjoy her Kourtney Kardashian-esque gothic look.
The look she's been bringing are fun.
Yeah, the big cross.
They're a good conversation starter.
They are.
So can we just talk about Jackie and Ryan now? So Ryan's eating out of a mixing bowl that isn't even full. So why that is just the most fragile masculinity I've ever seen.
Bowl that's, you're so right, it's not even full.
No.
Bigger than his laptop.
Yeah.
In front of his laptop.
And also, he was looking at his laptop, but there was nothing on the screen. It was his wallpaper with just the icons. He wasn't even looking at anything. He was looking at it, eating his food with Beth on the sofa. He wasn't even looking at anything or doing anything because I kept looking at the screen and I was like, there's nothing happening on there.
Poor Beth. So Jackie would be justified in wanting more, but she's thrilled when she comes back to him. I mean, they're weird soulmates.
She thinks that she has like every time this happens, she thinks she's resolved an issue by telling him all the things that are wrong with him, and for some reason he goes along with it as if she has solved an issue.
He tells her off in this weird kind of father-like way.
Yeah,
which
it's not appropriate for you to do this.
How dare you question this? But it never makes an impact, and she's always just giggling and got the upper hand. But her letter was nuts, and his response was insane.
Trad wife. Are you gonna be
a trad wife? The definition of which is a traditional wife.
Yeah, and she said, "Will you be a stay-at-home dad? Would you consider being a stay-at-home dad?" Why are you talking about this?
This was so confusing, right? Because on the one hand, she said, "I'm worried that you want a trad wife," which in my mind means I'm worried that you want to be the breadwinner.
Yeah.
So that translates to, I could be the breadwinner, but are you okay with that? But then she says, I'm worried that I'm the breadwinner.
Yeah.
So those things directly contradict each other.
It doesn't make any sense.
And then she puts this thing out there of, what if you look after the children? How awful that would be.
Did she say, what if I go into a coma?
She said, what if I go into a coma so you have to look after the kids? I'm like, if you're
in a
coma,
to look after the kids or not?
Who's making the fucking money?
Exactly.
And also,
she's completely insane.
I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you probably make... Why does it matter? She's so confused between what she thinks is empowering and what she's supposed to be fighting for.
She wants to be Katy Perry's going into space.
Oh my god, she's so Katy Perry.
She's
in space.
like got the picture of. Did you see the video of Katy Perry holding a flower in space, holding like a daisy, being like,
hell?
I think Jackie wants that as her screensaver. Might have it as her screensaver because she's like, that's empowering, that's amazing, that's women doing amazing things, and I want to be that woman.
Oh my god. But Ryan says, how dare you say I might be a stay-at-home dad? Do you know how offensive that is?
Why?
What?
Just you don't have to be.
Think about your words.
You don't have to do it.
You can say, oh, I'd rather not because I enjoy my career.
Yeah.
Like, Do you have
Instead,
a problem?
he's like, I've been in marketing, I've been in commerce, I've been in sales since I was 18, and you know what? I want to stay doing. I don't care.
That is
All
so
of these
boring.
jobs are stupid.
So
All
boring.
of these jobs are stupid. You're not doing anything. It doesn't matter. Don't define yourself by these jobs.
You're going to be competing.
They don't mean anything.
Who is the most boring person for the rest of your lives?
You are. What's it called on the severance floor where they're doing the number thing?
Yes.
He is anyone that is in
Cold Harbour.
Cold Harbour. No, but it's like, what floor are they on?
The 7th floor.
No, what room are they in?
I don't know.
The team.
See?
Oh, fucking hell. They're in some kind of team, meaningless team that just
It is severed.
does things. It is severed, but they're thinking it's their life. No, wrong. Your life isn't fucking commerce.
You're
whatever that
crying
means.
about your son 1 minute.
Oh my God, I can't. And then she says that we're role models for other couples. We're role models for other couples. Then what I loved was, just to finish, I guess, Jeff crying with laughter over Jackie's letter. And he was really pissed, wasn't he?
He was really drunk, really pink in the face.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it came out because he was very polite to her when they were together, but he was just like, it was 90% bad stuff and then one nice comment.
Yeah.
He was just laughing. It was so good.
He had a handshake with Ree, which it gave you the ick, but I thought it was quite cute.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was charming.
Yeah.
They're the kind of lame asses to have a little handshake.
They are.
Should we make one?
Yeah.
Cool. Not now.
Tap our boobs together.
Yes. We do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm spent.
me too.
If you would like to hear more chats about, there's a little bit of maths in there, but mainly about other things we're watching. The Last of Us, Love on the Spectrum. What else have we been talking about?
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. I think there's about 46 episodes on there. There's
also past episodes about Severance,
White
and
Lotus.
White Lotus, and Love Is Blind. Loads of other
if you're
shit.
interested in this, sign up to our Patreon.
Yep.
For as little as £3 a month.
The URL is patreon.com/doing the maths, doing the MAFS.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely over there. So come and join us if you fancy it.
Yep.
And you can also watch us on YouTube if you're not watching already.
Yep. The link will be in the show notes for both the Patreon and for our YouTube if you're listening on Acast.
And follow us on Instagram at Doing the Maths.
And TikTok.
And we've been seeing some of your reviews. Thank you so much.
Please go ahead and do reviews. We read every single one, as everyone says, but we got a really nice review this week.
Yeah, we've had our
which was
biggest
great.
weeks and months ever in terms of listenership recently, which is so exciting.
Yeah, so thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Really means a lot, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's such a boost.
Such a boost. And when maths is done, we're going to be watching so many good things.
Woo!
It's exciting. So let us know what you want to hear.
We've been told to watch Andor, so we will do that.
We've had 2 recommendations from people we thoroughly respect.
Yes.
Does anyone else recommend it?
Yeah.
We're not like Star Wars girlies, so
No. But I'm intrigued.
yeah. So I think we're going to give that a go.
Yeah.
And Last of Us,
Last of Us. Oh God.
scary, depressing.
I'm stressed. Thinking about it.
And Queer Ultimatum. I'm always like, Queer Ultimatum's coming back.
It'll be coming back.
But I think it is. I think it is here soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Here to stay.
Love you. Bye.